Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's session, we are going to discuss about some more methods related to the string and one more important topic related to the loops, that is the for each loop and nested loop. So in the previous session, we already discussed some of the important and which are mostly used methods for the string handling. So we already covered lot of methods in the previous session. So if you don't have the idea like how to use the string and how to handle the string, which are the different operators used for the string handling, so we already covered that in the previous session. So I'm providing the link in the description. You can refer from there. Okay. So in today's session, we are going to discuss about the for each loop. So before do that, I need to create a new class. Okay. So let me create a new class name as a split string. So I will create one method here, public void or h. Okay. So what I will do, I will explain you for each functionality using one string method only. For that, first we need to write a string. Suppose string s is equal to, I'm writing a string. This is my YouTube channel, JP Learning Hub. So this is a long string. You can see, right? So suppose I want to fetch each and every word from this. So suppose this is the one word, is the one word, my is the one word. So I want to fetch each and every word from this, my entire string. Okay. So for that, we can use a for each loop. Okay. So let's see how to do that. Okay. The first thing I will do, I want to split this string, right? So how to split this string? So you can see we want to fetch this word, right? So in between of this word, there is a space, right? So using this space, we can split these words. Okay. So I'm writing s dot, I'm using a method split. Okay. So here you can use this method to split this string around matches of the given regular expression. So I'm giving the regular expression as the blank space and I'm splitting that string. Okay. So let's split that string and you can see what is the written type. So here we need to write a string array for that one. Okay. So let's first complete this one. Using the blank spaces, I need to give the blank space here. Using this, I'm splitting this string. Okay. So I need to save this value into an array. So right now we are not covered the array session, but what exactly the array? So array is the collection of same data type. Okay. So I'm writing the simple array. In the next session, we are going to cover array topic, what exactly the array, how to write the array, and there are different operators, different methods to handle the array as well. So we can do a multiple operations on the array as well. That we are going to cover in the upcoming session. But right now, I'm just writing a simple array for this one. Okay. So I'm writing my array string and I'm giving this name as a array only. Okay. So whatever the value coming from this string after splitting is saving into my this array. This is a string array which will consist of a string values only. Okay. So for that, let first see how to access these values of the array using the for loop. So we already discussed about the for loop. For that, I will write, suppose for I is equal to, I'm initializing the value int I is equal to 0 because here the index starts with the 0. As we discussed for the string, index start with the 0. Same for the array, index start with the 0. I is less than or equal to, I'm giving here hard coded value. I'm not calculating array length that we discussed in detail during the array session. Okay. So I'm writing the hard coded value I is less than or equal to 8, and I'm incrementing I value. Okay, so I want to traverse throughout my array, and I want to fetch the value of my array. So for that, I will just print the each and every value of this array. So instead of okay, so I will write this array here, and in bracket I will write I. So we are fetching each and every value from the array, and I want to print that in my output. Okay, so for that we need to create a object of this class here in the main method. I will remove all this. Let's create the object, and o dot for each. Okay, and let's run this program. Okay, here the one mistake I have done, I will explain you. So you can see this is my YouTube channel JP Learning Hub. As well, we are getting this index out of bound exception because I'm giving here the hard coded value, right? So, and that is the wrong value. So I need to put here the value as the 7 because the indexing starts with a 0, right? So in that case, when I put the 7, this error will gone. But you can see I'm getting this value, and this string is now split into this small word like this is my YouTube channel JP Learning Hub, right? So now we can use this split statement, split method for splitting our array with the using of the regular expression. So I put it this value as the 7, and let's run this again. Now you can see that exception is gone. So we are getting the correct output, right? So let's see how we can do the same using the for each loop. I will put down this in comment, okay? And below that, I will write the for each loop. So for the for each loop, we don't need to write explicitly each word there. The for loop, we need to use the for keyword only here, but the syntax is a different. So let's see how to do that. So I will first write the for, and I created the body, okay? Whatever the array name, I'm giving that inside my bracket, okay? And you know the return type for this is the string, right? So I will write the string here, okay? And you need to give any specific name, string s. So whatever my array value are coming from this, I'm passing this to string s. It is that simple. Okay. So whatever the values coming from the array, I'm passing to that string s. Okay. And I need to just print this string s. That's simple. So this is the for loop, and we are using this using the for each loop. Okay, so we already have this string s name here, so I'm giving it string s1. Okay, and we will print the s1 here. Let's run this program. We are getting the same output, right? So that's correct. Because whatever the task this for loop is doing here, we are this for each loop doing the same task. Using this for each loop many times, and it is very useful during the coding. But the main thing you need to remember that when you are using a for each loop, each and every value of the array is we are fetching each and every value of the array. Suppose if I'm giving the condition, I want to fetch just first three words. This is mine. In that case, we cannot use a for each loop. We need to use this for loop only, right? So there is a flexibility I can see in the for loop instead of the for each loop. But for each loop is a much more simpler version. I can say that. So right now we discuss about the two topics. The first thing is one method related to the string, like how to split a string, right? And how to convert that into multiple substrings. The next thing we discuss is about the for each loop and how to do this using our regular for loop and the for each loop, and what exactly the difference between the for loop and the for each loop. The next thing we are going to discuss about is the nested loop. Okay, so for that I will create a new class again, and I will give the name as the nested loop. Okay, here consider that I want to print a number 1, 1, 1, then 2, 2, 2, and 3, 3, 3. Okay, and the next is I want to print a number 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we are doing some of the tasks repeated time, right? I'm printing the one number three times, two number three times, and three number three times in the first this condition. And here I'm printing one, two, three number three times. So how to do that, right? So using just one for loop, we cannot do this. So for that, I want to use a nested for loop. So first, let me create one method for this one, public void nested. Okay, and inside that I will write a for loop. Okay, so the simple for loop, like let me write for int I am giving the value as the one. I here my I value should be less than or equal to 3 because we want to print the value till the 3 only, and I plus plus. Okay, and here inside this for loop I am writing one more for loop. Okay, so for int j is equal to 1, then j less than or equal to 3, and j plus plus. So I wrote just the similar loop for the for int and j. Just the change is the name of the variable, and I'm printing the value. So depending on the which value I'm printing, this both whatever the expectation we are having, it will get executed. So the first I will print the I value, and then I will explain you the logic behind this. Okay, so for that let me create first the object of this class. Nested loop O is equal to new nested loop O dot nested. Okay, let's run this. Now you can see the output. If I want to get in a one line, I will remove this ln and let's run this again. Now you can see the first output here. The first thing we want to achieve, this is 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, and 3, 3, 3. And what we are doing here to achieve this output, let's discuss how we are getting this output. So the first thing I'm writing here, int I is equal to 1. I'm doing this initialization with my value 1. Okay, then my I value is set as a 1. My I value is a less than or equal to 3, right? So it will go inside this for loop. Now it will set j value as the 1, and my j value is less than or equal to 3, right? Then it will go to this print statement. So I'm asking to print my I value. So what is the I value? That is the 1, right? Then again it will loop this inside for loop because this condition is still getting satisfied till my value becomes greater than 3, right? That is like 4 and onward, this condition will becomes false, right? So till my value becomes 3, so it will run one more time, and I'm printing my value of I, that is again 1. So I'm executing this inside for loop only. Again the value of the I is become now so value of the j is a become now 3, and I'm printing this value of the I. Now I incremented the j value, and my value of the j is now 4. But my condition is j should be less than or equal to 3. So what the output we are getting? We are getting a false, right? So it will come out of the loop and it will go the outside loop. Now it will increment my value of the I. Now my value of the I is the 2, right? So it will do the again the same things. So it will print the I 3 times, and then it will go outside the loop. Now it will increment my value of the I. So now the I value becomes the 2, and it will print my I value 3 times because this ray is doing execution of the 3 times. Again, after the execution of 3 times, it will go outside the loop, and now my I value becomes 3, and again this will run, this 3 will run 3 times. So that's why we are getting this 111, 222 and 333 output. Suppose I'm executing, instead of I am executing with a J. So what will be the output? Let's see, let's execute this program. So I'm getting this 123, 123 and 123. Why? Because I'm printing the J value here. So let's see how we are getting that output. Okay, so the first one, my I value is equal to 1, right? I less than 3, condition is getting satisfied. This will go inside the J loop, the inside for loop, right? So J is equal to 1, J is less than or equal to 3, right? Condition is getting satisfied, J value is gets printed, right? So that's value is 1. Now the value is incremented, now the value is 2. It will check the loop again. Yes, it is, the condition is satisfying. Again it will print the J value, that is 2. Now it will increment the J value. Now the J value is the 3. My condition is getting satisfied. 3 is equal to 3, that's why it will print the 3 number, right? Now my J value is a 4, but my condition is J should be less than or equal to 3. So that's why my condition is not getting satisfied. So it will come out of the loop and it will increment the I value. So now my I value is a 2, and once it satisfies the condition, it will go inside the loop. So now again the same J loop will execute. So 1, 2, 3. Then again my I will gets increased by 1, and so third time it will again execute the same inside loop, that is 1, 2, 3. But now my I value is the 4. So that's why this condition is not getting satisfied. So it will come out of the loop. So that's why it is printing the output 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? So this is the nested loop. So we can use the nested loop for many other problem statements. So we can see that in the upcoming session. So this is the basic example, like how to use a nested loop and how exactly it works. Okay. So in today's session, we discuss about the first thing is the for each loop, then a string method named as the split, and now this nested loop. In the upcoming session, we are going to see some more of the practical example related to the string method, whatever we learned so far, and some of the coding problems related to the looping as well. So in so far, we discussed the for loop, while loop, do while loop, and the for each loop. Today we also discuss about the nested loop. So how to do that in the practical example of the coding. So we will see some of the coding problems like a reverse a string, check a palindrome, or maybe a Fibonacci series. Some of the codes we are going to see in the upcoming sessions. So that's it for the today, guys. If you have any question, you can put down that in the comment section. I will try to respond then. Thank you for the today and have a nice day.